Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. This is episode number 79. It is again another OG episode. It's just me and Reece today. We've just been chatting for about 5 minutes before we started. Not really about anything interesting. I mean, we could have put that in the podcast. Basically, my clothing people that I get my FK clothing from have been pissing me about. So yeah, that's been my morning.
Sacked him. Have you sacked him?
No, I've not sacked him, mate. I've been scammed by him. It's cost me an extra £50 to get some hoodies that I don't want. So, yeah, that's my morning. Reece has
Kids in the
been
sweatshop are now going homeless or hungry. They haven't got any food.
they're buzzing, mate. They got an extra £50. And what Reece has been trying to evade his tax this morning,
Yeah,
haven't you?
trying to be a tax scammer 101. No, I was trying to sort it out. Like I always get it sorted through pretty much my mum's accountant.
Shock. Your mum does it for you.
No, I have to go in and fucking highlight everything. So my morning consisted of highlighting things and sending things over, and I've got a call with my bank.
What were you
next week.
highlighting? Were you highlighting stuff? Were you highlighting expenses on the business?
Yeah, pretty much and stuff like that. But then obviously you need receipts and all that jazz. So it's just. But
I
I've
don't
got a
think
bit
you
of a
do
headache.
though, because everything we order is online.
Yeah, so you have it. Yeah, you have like online receipts, but it's easier like because I send everything as a document and I just email and I send it in the post, and then literally it's just a ball ache. So yeah, let's not get into it, mate. I've got a headache already. So it's been a fantastic.
It's a ball ache, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a nightmare. But to be fair, like in the best way, you just get it done every month, and then it comes around to the year, and you go, "Oh, sound, yeah, I've done it every month," but no one does it. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah,
Say that every time.
deadlines in 5 days. Yeah, what's my rest day before?
To
Okay,
be
I'll do it.
fair, I did mine. I did mine before Christmas, but I've still not paid it. I've got a few days to pay it.
Mate, not paid it. Fucking hell.
You got to pay it by the 31st. It's the 26th, so I've got a few more days to hold on to. I can just
And,
see it in my bank
I've
account.
already looked. It's only £100 fine if it's like a week or if it was within 3 months late. So mate, £100.
Really?
Yeah, it's £100, and then after 3 months, I think it will double or
Yeah.
something.
I literally just have like a
That's not a
taxes.
scary like. If it was like
Yeah, but
£5, you'd be like, "Oh, I'll pay it." But £100, I'm like,
it depends on the individual, doesn't it? Some
Yeah.
people like that. Like I'm like that. To be fair, we are too like slack with stuff. Like I get a parking ticket, and I'm like, yeah, like I park there knowing I'll get a ticket, and I'm happy to like pay the risk, like pay the price. Like my sister is mental. Like she gets a parking ticket, she's like she'll check if she was like went over by any time or if it was legit. Like she obviously wouldn't she'd make sure that she's not at risk of paying it.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, we were like, oh, but that's
Mate,
just
we park at Future. So when me and Finn train at Future, the car park often like pretty stacked, and the amount of times we'll go like, and we'll park at this like parking place where you could pay if you had pennies and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't have cash, and the contactless wasn't working. We didn't just not pay; we tried to pay.
No, but the following time we were both like, "Should we risk it?"
I still tried to pay that time, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the excitement of going to your car and going, "Yes, I haven't got a ticket." Like that's what thrills me. It's that excitement of, "Oh, I wonder if I've got a ticket."
That's what I do, because obviously, like around the church by me, you can park for 2 hours. So like, obviously now I park where I usually park, but like I used to move it. So I'd like park there, and like some mornings I'd be like, so it'd get to 10 a.m. because it starts from 8. It gets to 10 a.m. and I'd be like, should I just do another check-in? I'd do another check-in. It'd be like 10:15. I'd be like, do another check-in. Then I'd go there. Like sometimes it'd be like 11:30, and I was fine. I was like, yes. Other times it'd be like 10:05, and they'd got me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then once they've got me, I just leave it. I'm not going to move it now. You've got me. I might as well just leave it there.
Mate, when I was at Leeds, I couldn't park by my accommodation, or you got like a ticket, and like there were some nights I get there at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'd be like, right, my lecture's at 9 a.m. No one's getting employed at like 8 a.m. to go out and walk, like let's say patrol if I'm parking outside my accommodation. I'm leaving it. And I did it like 3 weeks on the trot when I came back up. And then I got done on the fourth time, and I was like, fuck. Fifth time, I was like, I'm gonna chance it. It worked 3 out of 4 times. I'd be like, I don't know what it is. I just forgot. I think I've got a bit of a bad mindset. I like the game is a game. The game is a game. That's what I try and think. So anyway, have a bit of fun. Fair enough.
When I first moved to uni, so do you remember where my old flat was? I ever show you where it was?
Yeah, we drove by it once or twice.
Okay. Sorry if Reece sounds like a robot, everybody. So yeah, basically my old flat used to be like probably it'd take me like 20 minutes to walk into uni, or if I drove, it'd take me like a minute. So I used to drive to like as close to the uni as I could, and then so if you're driving like when we come off the motorway and we go towards mine, that entrance like on the right, there's like there's a little like what would you call it? Maybe like a little cul-de-sac of houses opposite. And like the first time I ever went to uni, I was like, oh, I'll just park here. Like, why doesn't everybody just park here? Like, and then I didn't see any signs or anything. And then I got back to my car and I had a ticket. And like as you drive into the cul-de-sac, it's like no parking or whatever, or like permit holders only. So that was like my first day at uni. I was like a 19-year-old kid or whatever. And I was like, I walked up to the car. I was like, no. I was like, it's the first ever parking ticket I've got. I was gutted. I was like, oh, didn't know how much I had to pay. I think it was like 30 quid or whatever it always is. And I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But yeah, it used to be all right ball lake parking at uni. That's why I used to have to lie about being like, oh yeah, I'm part of the alumni or I'm seeing someone because like I'm coming in to see whatever lecturer because for some reason you had to pay to park at uni when you were paying £9,000 a year to go there. I was like, I'm not paying extra to park here.
Yeah, I remember there was something there, and then like it was weird. Loughborough is always a weird place to get into. Like the people on the gates would be like, they'd interview you. They'd be like, right, why are you here? What's this for? What are you doing? When are you going to be leaving? I'm like, mate, I'm going to be out of here in like 2 hours or an hour tops. Like you'll literally see me. I'll be out in 5 minutes.
You used to get those slips. I used to have because you used to get a slip every single day. I used to train at Holywell, so I'd have a slip every single day. So I used to train every day as well. No rest days, no days off. Honestly, like whatever you call it, the little side pocket of your car.
Yeah.
I must have had hundreds in there. Like when I cleaned it out, I was like, there must have been hundreds and hundreds in there. So I'm going every single day for years. Like, and I think I probably cleared them out every few months. So there wasn't hundreds, but like in total, I must have had hundreds of those slips. Yeah. But yeah, towards the end, like I found ways that you could lie. Like I remember when I first had to go, and I'd be like, I'm going to the gym, and they'd go, "Are you a student?" And I'd go, "Yeah," and then they go, "You can't park."
Like, oh. I used to say I'm not a student. I remember saying I had tennis lessons because I did my tennis level 1 and 2 while I was first year. And I remember like I just go up to them and say, oh, I've got a tennis lesson or like doing my tennis like course, and they go, yeah, cool, sound. There'd be no questions other than that. So I used to start saying I am doing my tennis. Like it must be thinking this guy's level 7. He's here every
tennis every single day.
Yeah, you're turning up at 9 p.m, dropping someone off, and you go into a tennis lesson. Tennis. Yeah, I got a tennis lesson.
So my mate, who I said I'm going away with this weekend.
Yeah.
So his now wife went to Loughborough Uni, and he used to do that. So he used to like if they'd been at home for the weekend, he'd then drop her off at her accommodation. So he'd drive in and they'd be like, "What are you here for?" And he'd be like, I don't know what he used to say. You just have to make something up. It's like surely they know what people are doing, and they'll just say, "Yeah, just go in, whatever."
They're not paid enough to care. Like I don't know why they don't just go, yeah, sound like as long as it doesn't look dodgy, going in with like 10 lads all masked up and they're like, like ready to like, I don't know, it's just like spring an attack on someone. You go, mate, sorry, you can't.
So when I started working at Pure Gym, obviously you end up chatting to people at Pure Gym. Like you end up kind of knowing everybody that goes into the gym. So there was a guy that I used to chat to like now and again. And then one of the times when I drove to the uni, he was on the gate. He was the guy on the gate. And I was like, "Hey, mate." He was like, "What are you doing here?" And like, obviously I was a student and he knew I was a student. And I was like, I trained at Pure Gym like sometimes, but I still trained at Holywell. And now and again, I'd need to go into uni. You know what I mean? Like if it was like, you have to come and do a presentation, like I wouldn't go to lectures, but I'd have to go in like now and again to do whatever or see the attendance team and tell them to fuck off. So like I'd be like, I'm just here to see this person. Like when he was there, I was like, fuck, like it throws you off. But he was sound. He was like, yeah, just go in. But every time I used to like, you get like almost get butterflies a little bit just in case something goes wrong every single time.
Yeah. It's the same like going through anything where you have to like speak. You're a bit like even if you're allowed to go through, you're a bit like, oh shit. Like
you know what I hate? Driving over train tracks, even when they're up. Like, and I won't go through it when they're down. But when they're up, like every time I drive through it, and I just cringe a little bit, thinking like,
Train's gonna kill me.
I hope a train's not coming. I think every time.
Honestly,
Honestly,
aren't faulty, and the
every
train's just
time I like slow down, which is the worst thing to do. I like slow down and I'm like, can I hear anything now? So
yeah, you're a very like anxious but not anxious individual about small things like that. Like I feel like that's how you are. Like you're not anxious about like you've got small little anxiety.
yeah,
Like
I don't think I'm ever anxious. I think I don't
no,
know. I think I'm cautious. I'm a cautious individual. I'm not anxious. Like it wouldn't be like, oh my
no,
god, the train tracks. Like I'm not anxious in the
no,
slightest. I honestly think
no.
if I'm going over, it, I'm like, oh, I hope there's not a train, because I'll die. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to stop and listen and get out and then check and get back in.
I'm surprised, mate. I'm surprised you're okay on planes. Like you weren't that bad, or were you holding it in because
No,
you're?
I'm sound, mate. I'm sound on planes. I don't like it. Like I don't. I'm not like, oh, this is mint when it takes off. But I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, sound. I'm not like, it's almost like, I think you think I'm really scared of everything. Like I'm really not. I don't like heights, and that's it. I could do it.
And the dark and death.
Where have you heard that I don't like the dark?
Mate, I've asked you before. You're like, and you were like, I don't really like the dark. Not really my sort of
I've
thing.
never said I don't like the dark. I mean, I work in the shadows all the time. I love the dark.
Oh, God. That's a good one. I'll give you that.
No, I don't. I don't. I'm not scared of the dark. I'm fine with the dark. I don't really like heights, and I don't like dying. Does anybody love the thought of dying?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I love death.
I just love the thought of dying. I don't like thinking about dying. Yeah, and I don't like heights, but I'm not that bothered about heights. Like if I was forced to jump out of a plane, I think I'd be all right. If I was forced to go up the Eiffel Tower, like I'd be like, I really don't want to do it, but I'd do it, and I'd be like, this is fucking grim. Like I feel like, oh, I feel sick, and my legs feel horrible. But I've been to like loads of stuff and gone up like buildings when me and Shannon have been like in different cities and stuff. But I just don't love it. I'm not up there like, oh, what a view. I'm up there like, oh, fucking hell, this is high. Like that's what my head's thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm otherwise, mate. I'm fucking hard as nails.
Hard as nails, mate. I don't know how we got onto the topic of talking about Loughborough and so on and so forth.
I don't know. This is why I think this is why it's good podcast.
Did I ever tell you? I won't be able to mention on the podcast. Did I ever tell you what happened in one of the tennis lessons?
We can't mention it on the podcast. We're on the podcast now, so
No, genuinely, it's so bad. I won't be able to say it, but I want to. I really want to. Should I say it? Okay, I'll say it.
Wait, no, I don't know. I can always cut it out.
Okay, so
wait. Oh, I didn't even check what time we started it.
Okay, this is a very random story, but it's quite a funny story. Oh, this is so bad. I think I've only ever told like 3 people this. I was doing my tennis coach like level 1 or 2, and like on the 2nd or 3rd day. And by the way, if you're gonna do it, don't. It's wank. It's fucking awful. You literally have to like sit like in a lesson, ticking boxes in a book, go working through this book. The people that were doing it were so serious. Like, yeah, when you guys are tennis coach, I'm like, I'm not going to be a tennis coach. I'm just doing this because it was free, and it got me out of uni for a day. Yeah, it got me out of uni for a day, and it gives me something that if I want to go down a coaching standpoint and say, oh, I've done tennis quals. I fucking hate tennis. I think it's shit. I really don't like it.
I like
it. Anyway, yeah. No, I don't. To be fair, I don't mind playing it, but after this, I haven't played tennis since because it just gave me a bad.
It really put you off.
And anyway, I had to do this tennis lesson with these kids, and they brought these kids in, and it involved.
It's already not a good start.
Yeah, no. And I was about 18, and as a lad, sometimes you get random like erections. I'm not even making this up, mate. I'm being deadly serious. This is how bad it is. This is why I couldn't. I should say this on the podcast. And I was with like fucking hell. I'm with these like 7, 8-year-olds. Okay, yeah, and I'm in like a small pair of shorts, and we're stood at the front, and we're like demonstrating how to play with the kids. And like how to play tennis with the kids, and like I'm in these shorts, and it was really hot and like sweaty, and I'm like in this inside like tennis court. Have you ever been to the tennis arena? Yeah. And it was really hot, and like randomly, because we're talking, like I start like just sometimes as a lad you just get a random erection. It happens. It's natural. Like it wasn't like a full blown, primed and ready to go, but I could tell that like there was some action down there. Bearing in mind the parents are in front of us while we're playing with these kids. And I'm like
playing tennis.
Yeah, playing tennis. And I'm like,
with these kids,
I'm gonna get kicked out. I'm gonna get arrested if someone spots this. So I go down on one knee, and I like with my leg to the parents, I cover my like my so you can't see anything. So I'm on one knee, and I've got my leg up so the kids, so the kid could see, but the kid's not going to notice, hopefully, and the parents can see. And I'm literally in my head like, if this works, like I've got to hold this position. Like everyone else is like, I get down on the kids' level. And anyway, I did it for like 2-3 minutes. It passed, and I stood up, and the person we're with came up to me and goes, "Reece, fantastic idea to get down on one knee and get to the kids level." Like, yeah, give them, and like they honestly, like some of the parents noticed it was really good teaching.
Did you go?
And
No, actually, I just had a massive boner, mate.
I'm just like, yeah, cheers, mate, thanks. In the back of my mind, should be arrested. Fucking got an erection next to these 8-year-olds. It was honestly, mate, the worst day of my life, and I was literally dying. I told all the lads I was with, and they were just like,
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like,
I hope there's no police listening, mate, or paedophile hunters.
Related to the kids.
Any paedophile hunters, you've got an easy one here. Do you want to know where he lives? I'll tell you where he lives if you message me. What was I going to say? I was going to, apparently, well, to be fair, I say apparently, I don't know who told me this. I feel like I was brought up knowing this, told this either by my parents or something like, but they were like, if you ever get like an erection, you don't want one. If it's ever an awkward erection, think about wet grass and dead cats.
Really?
If anybody else has that knows that.
But I feel like in situations like that, you can't not think of it because you're like,
I know what you mean, but like think about so this is what I used to think, like, so like if you get one at school and it was like you didn't want one, so, like I say, especially when you're like going through puberty and stuff, like it does happen. Wet grass, like imagine, you know, like when you used to play football and the grass had just been cut and it was all sticking, it went all over your body and like it'd be all up your legs and like just not nice. Or dead cats that have been like run over, just a dead cat. And then you're not going to still get an erection when you're thinking about dead cats or wet grass.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, oh yeah, dead cats. Or, oh yeah, wet grass.
Some people probably with dead cats.
Yeah,
sorry, bro. I got a grass fetish.
I think it's something else then.
Yeah. But yeah, that was probably that was actually a funny story regarding tennis. So there's a lot to link.
It wasn't really regarding tennis though, was it? It could have been any sport.
Yeah, it was, but it was doing my tennis badge. And like I said, I got my badge. Wasn't worth it.
Thanks for opening up, mate. Being vulnerable.
Yeah. I'm surprised, mate. I'm stunned I haven't told you that. I've only ever told like a few people. My mum knows about it. That's for sure. Because I came back and I was
home like, Mum, I don't know if I'm all right. Am I a paedophile? I don't know if I am.
I was like, Mum, on the way to get myself on the register. She was like, what are you doing, Reece? I was like, I got an erection.
I'm going to have to hand myself in. I'm going to have to.
Yeah. Oh God. I really hope, mate, if somebody knows the screen like record part of that, I'm getting cancelled. That's it. Reece fit over.
Right, I don't know how we haven't been cancelled from this podcast already.
I was saying this literally earlier, mate. I was chatting to, when I was in the office, I was chatting to Lucy and Jill, so the two people that work for my mum. And I was like, I've got to be off by 1, like I'm doing the podcast. And they were like, is it a live podcast? I'm like, no, it's a good thing it's not live. And then I said, well, no, actually, because
we never cut anything out. We did cut out one thing.
2 things actually in our entire 2 things in like 79 episodes. But I was like, I'm surprised we haven't caused a bit of a ruckus with some of the stuff we say. But
the thing is, we say it like everything we say. We're saying it lightheartedly and as a joke. Everybody, I think the people that listen to this podcast know that when we say things, we're saying it in a joking way. We're not saying anything and going, yeah, that's what we actually believe. Like, you know, I mean, we're joking about it, but even then, people still get overly sensitive. Luckily, the people who follow us and like our content, like, at least I think majority of them know what we're like and have a similar kind of sense of humor. So if we were to be with them in person and crack a joke about something that we joke about on the podcast, they wouldn't be like really offended. They would joke about it as well.
Like, yeah, Reece, I get it fully. I get erections with kids.
Yeah, it's completely normal, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. Honestly, I've had far worse than that. You know. Right. So we haven't actually done. It's been a few days since we did the last one on Sunday. Anything to report upon, mate? Anything to say that's happened so far this week? I mean, we're back training together.
Yeah, it's nice, mate.
Yeah, nice. Has been a good 3 days. I'm 5 days into prep, so yeah, nothing to really report. I had a few people message me and like a few people come to me in the gym saying, starting prep now, Reece. How is it? And I'm like, sound, doesn't feel any different. Like you're in that sort of sweet spot where food's good, food's high, not too high, expenditure's good. I feel pretty good. Body weight's been pretty inconsistent this week, which it would be coming back from holiday and getting training back. So like 3 days of higher food to today it'll probably drop, or tomorrow it'll probably drop from today. And yeah, everything's all good. But the first 5 days have gone like pretty sound, to be fair. Like, there's not really been anything to report that's negative, as it should be. Like I think a lot of people overstate, like when you set yourself up, it's not like I was coming into a prep where I couldn't stick to a fucking meal plan or couldn't stick to doing cardio. So the only difference is I'm probably putting a bit more effort in my cardio to make sure my heart rate's up. And other than that, my steps are actually lower because I was away in Canada doing more steps. So my steps have been lower, but they've still been at my set goal. So yeah, everything is all good. And it's nice to be back in the gym with Finn because it's been quite a long while. I feel like it's been ages since we've actually properly trained together. Because obviously we had, well, I was away for Christmas.
Before Christmas, wasn't it? It's been like a month, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
Or a session like here or there, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, anything to update us upon from your mate?
I don't think so. I'm looking on my Instagram now if there's anything that I've posted that I need to.
Nuts, bro.
Yeah, my back is a madness. Actually, yeah, my back's a madness, as I've been told. Yeah. Otherwise, Matt Butcher's Wet Dream came. Did I say that in there?
You didn't say it. No, I don't think you. I don't think you did. You might. I'm not sure.
I don't think I did.
No.
So yeah, Butcher's Wet Dream came to visit. Obviously we trained Monday with Miles, and then we had Tuesday at the hashtag Mecca. Monday was at Ultimate Fitness because I picked Matt up from the airport, and then Wednesday we trained at the hashtag Mecca of Colville, which is Premier. My beloved Premier, which I'm trying to convince Reece to train out every session out of, but he doesn't like it because it's too far away from him. Mate, it took me 50 minutes to get home last night from Evo.
50.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it. It's just another reason to not train there.
I think it took me 2 hours once from Premier.
Fuck off.
No, I swear, when the motorway was that bad, like really bad that one time.
To be fair, one thing that I was thinking is like, if I'm stuck in traffic, there's always work to do. So I'm not actually I'm never that bothered. It's not like I need to get home for whatever.
Oh, no. Traffic is nothing you can do. Like 50 minutes is like, cool. I can just get back to more WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's never a problem. Anyway. It's never a problem. So yeah, that was good. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. Body weight's moving up nicely. Food's high. Feeling good in the gym.
Looking worse, that's for sure.
Looking worse, yeah. I should be looking worse, mate. What do you think? I've put on 6 pounds of muscle in 2 months, 3 months?
Mate, as a natural, you put on what at this point? How many years into training are you? I mean, you even look like 1 pound of muscle per year?
No,
according to the
no
sleeves,
chance. I think it's 0.5. I think it's 0.5 pounds per year.
So what? This next, so the next year or the year that's just gone, 0.5 pounds?
No, this year, mate. Yeah, every year as a natural.
Oh, what from now on? Have you hit the cap?
No, I'm not in my cap yet. When you hit your cap, mate, your natural potential, you're not going to grow at all.
Okay, so but apparently you can't hit your potential if you're natural. Like you can only
natural. That's why I said natural potential.
Oh, natural potential. Okay, fair enough. I heard you can only hit your potential if you're on gear.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, so I've heard it a lot just from one individual.
Get told it every time I see him.
Every single time. Finn, you go jump on gear.
You're gonna reach your potential. No, obviously not.
No, like me. I've reached my potential. I look really good. Fucking hell. Right. Good thing you guys don't know who we're on about. To be fair, yeah, good, very good thing. Away from that, do you want to get into the questions, mate? Or is there anything else? I feel like we've pretty much answered everything. Because like I said, we spoke a few days back, didn't we?
Yeah, we've not. When did we film? Sunday.
Yeah, so it's not really been that many days. Right, cool. Most weird / memorable gym characters you've noticed over the years. Gym characters. Is that like stereotypes, or is that like, oh mate, do you remember that dude who did this? First dude that springs to mind is the guy on the V squat at Rotherham. I love that guy.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is like specific people, I think, that we need to think about. Yeah, I don't know though. We don't have much experience with that guy. I've never seen him again.
No, that was the only time. I think he must have sacked off training.
I think he must have died. Must have died on the V squat when we left.
Yeah. It's leg press.
Huh?
It's leg press.
It's leg press. Yeah, it's leg press. No, do you remember the bald guy? I always just remember him, the bald guy at Progress Works that spoke to us on the leg press when I was like, I just wanted him to fuck off. I was deep into prep and he was just asking like stupid questions, and he was asking me questions through you.
Yeah,
because you could tell that I was tired and didn't really want to talk.
You had your headphones in. You were like 4, probably 5 weeks out, and maybe even less than that. And he was like asking me, like, "Oh, so when's he competing?" And I was
and I was stood right there, and I was just like, "If you're that bothered, just ask me, and I'll tell you." But like, it was well annoying.
Yeah, and he was asking me stuff, and I was just like, "Mate, just fuck off." What about that dude on the Progress Works? Like, mate, were you training adductors and what was it? Adductors and hams or whatever? Like just before I'm about to go in on the set.
Who was that?
That dude who was a PT, but he wasn't really a PT. He used to train with that girl. There's a guy, I don't know his name. We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him for a spot because Finn was pushing me down. So I was like, "Can you just give me a spot, please, mate?" I just stand there. And like just before I'm about to go in on the set, I'm like, "Right, come on then, here we go." Like, get myself switched on. He goes, like, I put my feet on. He goes, "Mate, you're doing hamstrings and adductors today." And I just look at him like, "What?" And I think that's just going to the set.
To be fair, mate, like, your stance is very high and wide, so definitely no quad, zero quad.
No quad at all. No knee flexion. No, mate. Anyway, it's leg press. So
yeah, it's leg press. So
yeah, that's what it was. Anything else, mate, over the years? I mean, mate, the dude that offered me for a fight in Progress and then apologized.
Now he's like the nicest guy ever whenever we see him.
Yeah, so I've said this on the podcast before, but it was quite funny. Progress Works the week that the gyms
were being... that there's like 4 out of these. I think we've named 4 things, and 3 of them are Progress Works.
Yeah, really weird. So Progress Works, guys. I was filming a set. It was an upper back row, and this was the week the gyms were being shut down for the lockdown in between the first and then the third main one. You know, the one that was like for a month or whatever. And he literally like picked my phone up and threw it like across the floor. And I was like, right, sound. So I finished my set and I went up to him and I just said to him, like, "Mate, don't throw my phone. Like, if it's in your way, just ask and I'll move it." And then he was like, he literally just lost his head and he was like, "I'll fucking fight you now." And I was like, "Right, I'm not gonna fight over a gym." Like, and he said something, "I'm not gonna fight in the gym." And like, I was just cocky. I was young, but I was cocky back to him. But I wasn't like gonna fight him. I said, "I'm not gonna fight you." And then he was like, "You should just be focused upon your training." And I think I said, "Well, mate, you need to focus on your training because you look horrendous." Like, he was out of shape, like your middle-aged fat dude. So I shouldn't say fat, middle-aged overweight dude who had too much.
Can't say overweight. Can't say anything. Not allowed to say that.
Oh fuck. Yeah, or too much adipose. He was carrying too much adipose tissue.
I don't know, that's a bit sensitive.
Oh, mate. Sorry to any adipose tissue lovers out there. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so I basically just said to him to, like, do one. And then we saw him after the lockdown, like, 4
He apologised, didn't he, to be fair to him?
He apologised. He said he was like, "I'm out of line. I was in a bad mood. I had a bad day." And then every single time he sees us, he's like, "How you doing, mate?"
I think he is a sound guy, though, because like most people wouldn't admit when they're wrong. So like, fair play to him for being like, "Yeah, my bad." Like, I think that was nice that he did that because most people would be like, even if they knew they were in the wrong, their ego would stop them from saying, "Sorry, mate, I was being a bit of a twat."
Yeah, because he was a massive twat. But fair enough. Other than that,
you had a run in with Hader.
Yeah, running with Hader. That was a fantastic experience.
You haven't had any run-ins in a while, to be fair, have you?
No, I'm too big now. I'm too intimidating. I'm not a young cocky kid anymore who just.
You need to be the one starting on people now.
Yeah, now I'm bigger than people. Now I'm the one who needs to be fighting people. So clearly, if I want to get in more fights, I need to get in fights. Yeah. The Hader one was quite funny. To be fair, that was a good one. So. Yeah, I do find it mental. Like, still, again, I've probably said this on the podcast before. I managed to. We were doing the same dumbbells. He took my dumbbells. I did more.
I'm pretty sure even Hader said sorry at the end, though.
Yeah, he said sorry. Yeah, but it wasn't as apologetic. Like, it was almost like through gritted teeth. And I was.
He was like a few weeks out, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, and I remember saying to him, like, "Mate, I'm not going to be competing against you. You, look at me." I was like 19, and I was like, and then also I was like, "You're 2 or 3 weeks out and I'm like in an off season. Of course, I'd imagine I'm going to be stronger than you. You know, like, it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm beating. I'm so much stronger than him." No, like, it's not like it literally was a case where he took my dumbbells. I asked him, "Hey mate, can you give me a shout when you're done with the dumbbells?" Like, bear in mind, you just took him. I didn't say it like that, but I was really polite. And then he just lost his head, which you're in a prep, like, you're probably just not in the good headspace. I'm not going to hold it against him, but it was a funny situation. That's for sure. Mate, what about me? Last in prep, yeah. You think you're fucking funny?
You think you're fucking funny? Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucking funny. Me and Finn got asked how many sets we've got on a hack, but we didn't get asked till about 10 minutes into.
They'd been stood there for like ages, hadn't they?
And me and Finn, like, in between our warm-ups, like, are they going to ask us to jump in? Like, it was very odd. And then we I think he was training with I Can Only Feel Trent.
He might have been training with I Only Feel Trent, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we like, me and Finn, even if you ask to jump in with us, we'll let you jump in. We're sound, but like, we're not going to rush our warm-up sets. We're not going to rush our sets. We're not going to rush our, like, let's say, what we do. So we literally took our time, and then I went in on my top set. Bearing in mind, I was like 6 weeks out. So it was like probably one of the last times hack squatting. And then I finished, and a dude just comes up to me and goes, "You think you're fucking funny?" Finn runs off because he doesn't like
Yeah.
altercation. So I'm 6 weeks out thinking, fucking, I'm going to have to take on 3 lads. I just start laughing. I'm like, "Mate, what are you on about?" It's like, and he was like, "You were laughing." I was like, "Yeah, because I'm getting myself ready for a set." Like, I wasn't like laughing. I was just like getting myself amped up.
Yeah.
And after the set. So yeah, very odd. Very, very odd. And now he's sound. So it's quite
Yeah.
funny. All the weird situations you get in. I think people realise, oh shit, maybe I'm the bell end. And
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like with that one though, like, and I feel like with a lot of things, a lot of altercations in the gym, like, it's people almost being too afraid to just ask.
yeah.
So like, if they just said to us, like, how long are you going to be, lads? And we'd have said, oh, we're going to be X amount of time. We'd have said, but jump in. Like, please feel free to jump in. We would never say to somebody, no, you can't jump in, ever. Like, so if they just asked us, they'd have been like, oh, right, we've got to wait. We'd have probably said we'll be about 20 minutes. Because I think we were just warming up on the hack. Like, we were going to be, I think we only had one set each. So we were like, we'll be about 20 minutes. But they didn't ask us. So we're not going to go, do you want this machine, guys? Like, it's not our place to try and like help you out if you're just stood almost like lurking over us kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like stuff like that happens a lot, and it's just almost just like, just ask. Worst case, someone says no, you can't jump in, then you go, they're a bit of a twat, and you just crack on with the rest of your session. You wait or you do something else. Like if I don't think we've asked people before, like, you know, how long are you going to be, or can we jump in? And they might be like, well, you know, I'm going to be X amount of time, and they don't. You can tell when people don't want you to jump in.
Yeah.
Even then, we're like, okay, cool, like, we're happy to wait, or we'll go and come back or whatever. Like, usually we just wait around, because for most people, like, you're not going to be that long. We had Cuba jumping on the leg press with us. We should have told Cuba, no, sorry, mate, you can't jump in. It's your gym, is it? Oh yeah, I don't care. Well, we're on leg press. Sorry, mate, we're on leg press.
Yeah, it's leg press. We're leg press, and he'll go, "Oh yeah, that's clever." Yeah, no, that's, to be fair, like, yeah, it is funny, but I think it's communication. And that's, if anything, not even in gym altercations, anything, like, there's always going to be, like, if you just communicate and actually have a chat, you'll most likely realize that everyone's in the gym for a good purpose, and it's like, you don't need to be bell ends to each other. Like, we've been quite lucky, like, because that's all those stories are literally over like 5 years, you know, and like. And Progress Works, unfortunately, when we trained there was a lot of weapons. So like, if we didn't train at Progress Works, mate, think in the last couple of years, we've never had anything at Evo. We haven't had really any issues at Premier at all. We haven't had any, like, all the gyms we train at now, like, it was just because Progress Works had a lot of weapons, and Rotherham is a very big gym, so you're always going to run into a few people that have.
I'm surprised we didn't have more in Pure Gym. I think we were just because we were young, and I think we trained. It was never, well, it was busy enough, but it was never that busy when we trained. And
no, we'd be done by, like, we trained like midday, like 1 p.m. didn't we? So like, by the time it probably got relatively busy. And then also, like, at Pure Gym, I don't think that many people are that serious. So like, if you're on a machine, everyone, like, people at Pure Gym are doing 10 sets on a machine, you know. And then, like, some people are just like, oh, I'll just do something else. Where I think at, like, those small sort of bodybuilding gyms, you almost have those people who are like a bit of an ego. It's not a massive pond, so they think they're a bit of a big fish, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, part of it. But I think that's it for gym stories. I mean, there's probably other people that we could think of off the top of our head, but I think that's everything, isn't it?
Okay, so next question. Will Razzo, what word is spelled incorrectly in every country? See, I feel like I know this one, so I'm going to let you ponder over it.
No, man, I'm not even going to try and think. Like, it's going to take me too much time, and I'm just going to get annoyed at myself. Tell me, what is it?
Have a think. I'll say it again. What word is spelled incorrectly in every country? Incorrectly. I think that's the answer. Might be wrong, but
yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, it's incorrectly. When you said it again, I was like, oh yeah.
He also asked, "Are you and Cuba tight?" I think he meant me. You and Cuba are really tight.
Yeah, me and Cuban are our best mates. He didn't know who I was till he jumped in with us, and now he knows that I trained so fucking hard. Dropped me a follow on Instagram. Yeah. Gave me like 3 fist bumps. He was like, "Reece, fantastic, amazing, excellent set." So yeah, me and Cuba are homies. And then Meg was asking me about when I'm moving up. So clearly she's a big fan as well.
Moving up to Rotherham, yeah.
Yeah, moving up to train. Like, Reece, you need to be training here every day. You need to be training with us. I got the invite actually to be the Mark 2.0. You know, just like where, you know, Cuba and Mark have stuck together now for a long time, but Cuba would just spawn these random training partners like that he'd be with for like 6 weeks. I think apparently I might have a role coming up to be Cuba's training partner.
Yeah, so, move up north. Move up to Barnsley.
Yeah, Barnsley. I think Cuba and AJ live there.
No, it's not Cuba and AJ. It's Cuba and AJ live there.
Oh, that's a gym character right there, actually. That's a gym character that everybody knows.
Yeah, so, no, mate, we can say that. It's Thorburn. Like, we love Thorburn. Like, he's a lovable...
This podcast endorses Jack Thorburn and everything that Thorburn gets up to. Yeah. We're big supporters of Thorburn.
He's the epitome of Buddy Rose. We actually need to get Thorburn on.
Yeah, Thorburn, but yeah, the problem is I feel like Thorburn's podcasts are very like, he says the same sort of stuff. Every podcast I've heard him say the same sort of stuff. So I want to delve into a little bit more.
Yeah, but we've said that about AJ. We wouldn't get AJ on and just ask him the same thing, as we would chat about other things. Like, we've spoke about this before. So yeah, we will get other people on at some point, definitely.
Yeah.
We had a guy come up to us in the gym, didn't we, yesterday? Because he came from he actually commented on my post there. I'm going to say his name so that he knows that we're talking about him. Basically, a guy came up to us in the gym yesterday and said that he found the podcast through Josh Croggan, and we were like, "Oh,
for last year."
Yeah.
Josh, well, for a Masters competitor, mate, like they're opening up Masters early because you look pretty young. This is what natural bodybuilding is about.
Yes, his name is Aidan Turner. So thank you, mate, for coming and saying hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he was coached by AJ.
Fair enough. Oh, sound.
So he was, yeah, we were at that show, weren't we? We just said we didn't end up staying to watch.
How did he do? What did he get?
Second, I think. Second and third.
Oh, sick. Well done, man.
Heart of England, third place. Yeah, he didn't tell us that. Heart of England, third place. Northern Counties, second place.
Fair enough. Go on, man.
He'd have come first if he'd have come to you for posing and not Josh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he should have. Posing coaching coming soon. Right, would you do a spontaneous? This is to me, really, Finn. Would you do a spontaneous classic or open show this year if you were happy with your legs? No, I wouldn't. I think my legs will be better. Finn, we actually spoke about this the other day. Not competing in open or classic, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to do classic based off the weight caps. Unfortunately, like I'd have to get I'd have to like just be so skinny. It would result in a pretty poor look. And I think my quads will be better this year. But my quads, my quads remain relatively lean all year round. My legs do. They don't get that soft. And I have an okay amount of muscle, but my insertions on my quads aren't like my vastus lateralis really isn't very good. My hamstrings are good from the side. From the rear, then they're okay. But it's more so how it looks in proportion to my upper. If I was to do classic, I'd have to probably drop about 4 to 5 kilos of stage weight for what I'd probably be this year. So that's going to be muscle off my top line and stuff like that, which isn't going to be good. I'd also have to bring up my quads, which wouldn't be good enough. And again, it would just result in a look where it would be like, right, why do you have so much muscle on your upper body and why are your quads not in proportion relative to your upper body? If I train in a t-shirt or a baggy jumper, I have shorts that show my legs, you look at me and go, oh shit, your legs are good. If I take my top off, you'll go, okay, they're probably not that good. So would I do a spontaneous classic show? I would be able to until I'm a pro. And then would I do a spontaneous open show? Well, no, because I'm definitely not big enough. But that's not to say, and also I'd want to demonstrate a show, like a package that I'd be proud of, that I've worked for. And I've worked over the last like 18 months, 2 to 3 years for men's physique. So yeah, I wouldn't just be turning up and saying, oh yeah, let me just do a shit PCA show and fucking see how I do it like in bodybuilding or classic or whatever. It's just not going to be ideal. So yeah, one day if I win my pro card and I get an extra like 8 kilos worth on my weight cap, 100% I'd be wanting to, if the ceiling is higher in classic, I'd go into classic and I'd try and grow my quads to be matching my upper.
Nice.
What do you reckon, Finn, as my co-coach, my second pair of eyes?
I think it depends on obviously what they end up wanting. Like even JT said you're too big, mate.
Yeah, fucked it. Too big for physique.
No, I think you are more suited to men's physique, but that's just because we're used to seeing you pose as men's physique, and like you say, you've been dedicated to men's physique in terms of where you're trying to bring up and things like that.
Hashtag dedicated, mate. Hashtag
dedicated. Very dedicated to men's physique. Yeah, I think it's inevitable that you'll probably go down the classic route anyway. I think it's gonna soon enough. It's going to be the most popular. I think it already is the most popular class anyway, to be honest. I think soon enough it'll probably have the most financial backing as well. So yeah, I think it makes sense. Not even just from that. Like obviously that helps. It's like, okay, this is a really popular class. I feel like men's physique, like it might just be my perception of it, but I feel like men's physique is just getting worse. Like people aren't interested in it. I think when Jeremy Buendia was like the top dog, I think when Ryan Terry was doing well, more people in the UK were interested. I might be completely wrong because I don't really follow it that well. But from my perception, it seems as though it's maybe not going downhill, but it's not keeping up, nowhere near keeping up with classic.
When I woke up on the morning of the Olympia, I didn't check men's physique results or whatever. Like, I watched the men's physique kind of show last, in the sense, like way more
More
attention.
bothered
Like
about the Open and the
when I
classic.
went,
Well.
when I went to the Evo party, it was classic was on, and everyone was showing Sebum pics. Everyone was showing this. I can't remember if men's physique were already on, but I didn't see someone go, "Yo, bro, you seen Aaron Banks? He looked fucking amazing." Like nobody does that. So yeah. I like men's physique at pro level. I think at the top level, I'm not a massive fan of it, if I'm honest. I think I like it like the pro level and like the high amateurs, and I like it as because I do like top end men's physique. But I think long term it'll
Like
be a
we've
case.
said before, like we like it as a look. I think for anybody, it's probably the most aesthetic look. That's the whole point of the class.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's the most exciting or enjoyable class.
Yeah, so basically, I'm going to go to Classic and then get beat by Jack Eagles one day again. Fucking great. Can't wait for that.
He's so much better than you.
He's on so much better than me. He's made so much more progress than me as well. This is actually, I'm going to do 2-in-1, mate, because Kess.
Big Kes.
Yeah, he's asked two actually. So one to me, one to like both. I know it's kind of both to me actually in the sense, but similar to you, what you can answer as well. Do you Reece fit? That's what he's put in brackets. Look at the MP criteria and how shows are being judged and adjust your training volume allocation accordingly. They seem to be docking guys with huge arms. Well, yeah, I think there's definitely there's definitely going to be some consideration. You got to make sure that you train for the class. That's how it is. But then also when it comes to training, like I'm not a bodybuilder to train just directly for stage. I've always trained of what I enjoy. And I think that's inevitable. The reason why I probably will go to a class that allows me to be bigger based on the fact that I just like training. But at the same time, when it comes to prioritization, like you're going to want to train for your weaknesses and what things need to be better. But then also men's physique, it's so subjective. Every single year, there's different criteria. They're going for this look, they're going for that look. Usually the best person on the day usually wins, especially at the higher end shows. And it'd be the same, for example, for like Finn and Finn's goals. So with and what Finn's after, like there might be a look that they reward. So for example, BMBF are going to be going from usually a more fuller look. UKDFB is more condition, but Finn's going to be bringing like, let's say you're going to be wanting to bring your legs up. You're going to be wanting to bring the best package you can to stage, And it's not where like your only training is based directly off, right, what is Lee going to be wanting on the 17th of September? I'm stepping on stage again.
I don't think anyone should think like that. I think people do, like especially maybe at the top level, and it's understandable when it's when there's stupid prize money. It's not that stupid compared to other sports, but when there's like a lot of money involved and things like that, like I get it. But I think for the majority of people, especially at the lower level, even sort of low level pro ranks, like you just need more muscle everywhere. Like for pretty much everybody. Like even like the people right at the top, you could argue, right, there's maybe a few guys who you'd think, right, they probably don't need more muscle, whether that for whatever class. And it's just then sort of fine tuning things based on probably what they need to improve upon or what the class's criteria is sort of starting to almost like lean towards a certain type of look. But again, like at the end of the day, especially at the level that we're both at, I know obviously yours is at a higher level still, but you got to think like realistically, you shouldn't be tailoring your training based on what you think the judges want. You should be tailoring it based on what your physique needs. We always say this, like you shouldn't be asking for, in my opinion, like judges' feedback is a waste of time. Like we're not deluded. Like if you are, fair enough, but then find somebody like a coach who isn't deluded. Like I'm not deluded. I don't need to have this year. I don't need judges' feedback, and that's not me being arrogant in any way. That's me going, I can guarantee that the judges' feedback will be, your legs need to be better.
Yeah.
Your back needs to be better. And if they said to me, your arms need to be better, I'd go, well, they don't compared to my other areas. Like, I'd be like, I know my physique more than anyone else. I mean, I'm and I don't think I'm good at it. I think anybody can do it, but I feel like I am able to look at myself, without that bias that most people have about themselves going, oh no, my X is good. My Y body part is good. My quads are really good. Be realistic. Like, I know for a fact that my chest is pretty good. My arms are pretty good. Everywhere else is okay and it needs bringing up.
Yeah.
So if the judges said to me, oh, you just need better calves and then you'll be better, I'll be like, no, I don't. I need better everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they said to me, you need more condition, I'd probably know that anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the condition part is like very. I couldn't imagine ever going and saying, "My condition, what? Like, you know, you can tell."
And also, mate, like
backstage, you can tell when you see the photos. Like, you could tell when you get off stage because you could say, "Yo, he did your condition." You know,
I think as well, like, again, no disrespect. And the thing is that the judges shouldn't have to do that. Like, I know that they do. Like the WMBF, they'll send every individual their feedback, which is great, and I'm sure it is really helpful for a lot of people because a lot of people might not have a coach, or that coach might not be seeing it as the judges do, and that is like, that's great. That is helpful probably for a lot of people, but it's so easy to give feedback. You know what I mean? Like, we could sit at the front row of a show and get everybody say, right, we're going to do the feedback today, come to us. And I can almost guarantee it's going to be very similar to what the judges would say, because it's just shouting at you. You know what I mean? For most people, right, okay, your legs aren't good enough. Yeah. Or right, your back's not good enough. Like, you can just see, like Matt, for example, Butcher's Wet Dream, his front shots are insane. His back shots were really weak when he competed. Miles was the opposite. Miles's back shots were really good. His front shots were weak. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, right, now where do we need to work on? Okay, we need to work on your front shots. Right, where specifically? Okay, well, your delts and your arms, your chest are letting you down, your quads not as much, so we need to focus on these areas more. Like, if anything, the judges won't give you anywhere near that detailed level of feedback. They'll go, you just need more time.
Yeah, more time, bit more condition, bit more muscle across there. It's like
they won't even say that. Like, some, I think, and like I say, I think WMBF, I do think, I'm not sure 100%, but I know Josh was saying that they like properly send everybody photos of their photos and what they need to work on from different judges and stuff like that, which is great. But I think most will just give you generic, you need more time, you need more muscle, you need to be leaner. Well, yeah, like, you could say that.
Mate,
you literally say that to anybody. Before,
the PCA feedback's fucking hilarious. Like, you demonstrated great stage presence. It's literally like, I guarantee they've got a log of the things you need to improve, the things you don't need to improve. And they just click a button and go drag, you know. And like, there's ones that were like, great. I think I saw one that was like there's something like 4 females in the same class got the same feedback. It was like, weaknesses, nothing, but they didn't win. They finished 4th. Like, weaknesses, I've got no weaknesses, but I finished 4th in a fucking, like, in the normal standard lineup. How's that worked out? I should have won.
But this is what I mean. People then take that into account, and they care so much about it. They're like, oh, I need to see the judges' feedback. Oh, it'll be interesting when I get judges' feedback. I'd like to see the scorecards. Yeah. It's like, no, like, what do you think? Base it off what you think. What is your coach telling you? And if you don't trust your coach, then get another coach.
Yeah, coaching applications.
Yeah, there you go. But to be fair, mate, in the description of the YouTube, I changed it not that long ago. Like, it looks quite good now because I've got the timestamps, even though I forgot to do them for this episode. So I usually write them down. But yeah, we've got our coaching, so my coaching, your coaching, our Instagram pages and stuff. Have a look, people listening now. You'll see it all in there.
By the timestamps, because we're not done.
Yeah, I ain't got time to listen back to this. Yeah. If anybody wants to do the timestamps for this episode, well, it's already too late. It'll already be out.
Yeah, the offer's there now. If you want to drop it in the comments after you've watched pretty early. You watch at like 8 a.m. Like, just scroll back, listen to it all, timestamp it, please, mate.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Right, mate. Your question?
Andy Bewley. Hope you're good, mate. Fantastic listener.
He hasn't tagged any stories in that.
No. Are you okay, Andy? What's going on?
Andy, what's up, man? Come on, sort it out. Give us some tags, please.
So he's asked me, ever had any issues with blood pressure whilst pushing food/body weight quite high? And then he put thin because he knows that your blood pressure is stupidly high.
Yeah, stupidly high.
So to be fair, and like I said this to Reece before, like, I think this push-up that I had when I was my heaviest was probably like not the healthiest I've ever been, of course, but like I felt
230, mate. You were not healthy. You were morbidly fucking obese.
No, you were morbidly obese. I felt very, very good for being at that body weight. Like, you'll hear people. Mate, we've had conversations with people before, and like, oh, they're like 6 foot plus, and they're like, I was 220 pounds and I couldn't walk upstairs. And so, like, what? Like, I was absolutely fine. I felt like
You know
I
what,
feel
mate?
now.
I said this to Meg the other day. She was, because obviously Meg Sylvester, whatever, Meg Sylvester's ceiling or whatever her surname, because they double barrel surname. Sends to Meg, and she asked about going to open. I was like, I don't think I'd enjoy it. Like, I got to 270 pounds when I was at my heaviest, and it was really like, it was a bit meh. And she was like, oh yeah, when you're that hard, was it really hard? I'm like, no, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
I just didn't really enjoy being that heavy. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was like I'm getting lower back pumps, so I can't, like, I was doing cardio.
It's an easy, such an easy thing to moan about. Like, people just like to moan or make a reason why it's so hard. Like, no, like, obviously I'm not going to make out that I know, because I don't. Like, 230 pounds is not heavy, but for me and for how fat I was, it was heavy, but I was fine because I was doing cardio every morning. I still had a step goal. I wasn't eating like horrendously. I was eating
2,000. That's not a step goal. 2,000.
I had a step goal of 1,000. I was eating good quality food every day, and it took me like 90 weeks from stepping off stage to get to that body weight. You know, I didn't do that in 3 months.
But mate, that's the thing though. People think these push-up phases, whether it's natural or enhanced, they just think, right, I'm going to gain like 50 or 60 pounds in like fucking 4 months, and it's just going to skew everything. And of course you're going to feel, because it's such a rapid influx of weight,
you're going to feel horrendous.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I gained so slowly for so long, because I managed it well, kept on top of cardio, kept on top of posing, things like that. And then that kind of, obviously, I know the question was about blood pressure. That kind of ties into that. Like, that obviously helps with that. If you're in a good routine, if you're eating good quality food, if you're keeping on top of your cardio, if you're still active, if you're doing steps, like, your blood pressure is going to be much better than if you're not doing all those things. Like, my blood pressure has always been very, very slightly elevated anyway, which generally I think is just genetically, like, it's never anything that I need to be concerned about. And it's not crazy high at all. It's always just been slightly elevated. So, like I've said to you before and spoke about on the podcast, like, I generally use like low sodium salt, like, just so that I'm not over consuming sodium. I still have a good amount of sodium in my diet, but I would generally, if I knew that my blood pressure was low, I wouldn't be thinking, right, okay, I should probably err on the side of caution with a few things here. But ultimately, like, if worst case scenario, your blood pressure is pretty high, then implement those things. Are you doing cardio? If so, do a bit more cardio, yeah, or work a bit harder when you're doing your cardio, yeah. Get yourself a little bit fitter, increase your step goal, eat more quality food, yeah. Don't be having 3 off-plan meals a week just because you're in a gaining phase, yeah. That's what a lot of people do. Oh, I'm bulking, so I just eat everything. Yeah, I have off-plan meals sort of every few days. It's like, no wonder you feel like shit. Like, you need to treat it like you would a prep, but with more food. Like, and that doesn't mean you have to be insanely regimented, but you might have 1 off-plan meal a week and you still manage it well. It's not Domino's plus sides plus cookies plus Ben and Jerry's because it's an off-plan meal. I need to go.
Mate, no, mate. It's not Ben and Jerry's. Then you go home and have a fucking cookie dealer, bro.
That's you got to. But like, I think all of that is sort of, again, you might have, and I've had it with clients in the past where, like, genetically their blood pressure is a little bit higher, in which case you can put all these other things in place and you can get it better. You can get them in a healthier spot. Worst case, if it's still high and if it's something that is concerning, then you can see your GP. There's loads of medication out there to help with blood pressure. There's loads of supplements out there to help with blood pressure. But ultimately, you can usually sort it through lifestyle factors. And generally, if you're heavy, it's just a case of, right, you're probably not looking after yourself from a health perspective. You're just thinking, let's just get fucking heavy and get big.
Yeah. So, Andy, what's your blood pressure, bro? How fucked are you? How close? How fucked are you, mate? Come on, we want to know. So Argan said, mate, I didn't barrage Finn with story tags, maybe story replies. So that's what he said. Do you confirm, deny? Is Argan lying, mate? Or
mate, I can't believe Argon's got access to you now.
No, he asked me on his Sear Argan account. I think I've blocked him on the other one. I don't really know. And then he also said, mate, did you mention Future Fitness in your top UK gym? Surely it's not better than Premier. Sure. How does he know that? Like, how would you, if I'd never trained in a gym, Argan, this is not against you, mate. We've got nothing against you. The podcast likes you, Argan. The podcast likes you. Hosts. But podcast like. When it comes to gyms, if I've never trained in a gym and I've only ever watched a gym on YouTube, you don't really know. Like, I wouldn't ever be like, oh yeah, I've watched a video of, like, let's say, what's his name, the 212 guy, the guy who got that Dragon's Lair gym,
Flex Lewis.
Max Lewis. Oh yeah, I've looked at his gym. That's the best gym in the world.
No, I would never comment on a gym
One of
that I've not
the,
been to.
yeah,
I'd never
and
go,
one of
oh,
the,
that's the best gym, or that looks the best gym. Like,
yeah,
yeah, never
exactly.
been.
Everyone knows it's the fucking hashtag Mecca. Come
Yeah.
on, guys.
Hashtag Mecca of Colville. That is Premier. He's right. Premier is the best gym ever, mate.
Best gym in the world, right? So yeah,
I
that's
saw. Well, I don't. I probably shouldn't say it. I'm going to say it
no.
anyway.
Come on. Well, I said about having erections with kids.
Yeah, it's nowhere near that bad. Sanaya said that she's not enjoying Future on her close friends story.
No, she's not. No, shit, mate. You're allowed to say that. Yeah, she says she's not enjoying it
Yeah, but I
anymore.
didn't want to like slate. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, Future. Sanaya said Future's awful. Because she didn't.
No,
She
she
just was
doesn't
like,
like.
it's dead.
She said no. She said it's because she's become part of the furniture there. She's trained there for a good period of time. Like she says, it's hard to like switch on when it's like the same sort of people, same faces and stuff like that. And I think that's quite normal if you train at the same sort of gym and like you can be influenced by your surroundings. I think Future I think it's a good gym. I like the upstairs bit. The downstairs, if you're training up a body, I think it's a bit meh at times. But for lower, I quite like it.
We've said like one of the main reasons that we have multiple gym memberships is literally for that reason that it doesn't get stale doing like not necessarily doing the same session at the same gym because we're still doing the same session at the same gym, but we've got multiple gyms. So like across the week, we will train out of 3 gyms: Premier, Evo, and then either Rotherham or Future.
Yeah.
Like so you are seeing the same faces, but not all the time. Like I think that's one of the reasons we got fed up with Progress Works is that every single session was there. And it's the same people at the same times every single day. Like if it's a couple of times a week, it's fine. Yeah, like if it's a couple of times a week at one gym, a couple of times a week at another. I say the same to clients all the time. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a bit fed up with the gym. I think I'm going to change it." I'm like, maybe don't change it. Maybe just add another one in. Like if you've got the funds to do so, just add another one in. Like and then you can either chop and change, or we can choose. Right, these sessions are going to be better. Maybe one gym's better for legs, one gym's better for upper. Like so you can kind of plan around it like that because it can get a little bit stale. Even if we trained at Rotherham every day, we'd get a bit fed up of it, seeing the same people at the same times. Like you'd want to mix it up now and again anyway.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Right, so Finn, question: how to judge whether you have the potential to win a bodybuilding competition?
Look at previous winners. Look at yourself. Be realistic with yourself. Like, I think is as well, it's difficult until you've competed because I thought before I competed I was a lot better than I think I am now. You know what I mean? Because you learn more about the standard. Like, even similar with you. Like, you are good, but I think you thought going into it, like you can be honest, but you probably thought you were going to go in and like you were going to win every show.
Yeah.
Like if we'd have said to you before you competed, if we'd have said you'll win one, you'll come second in 2, you'd have been like, fuck that. Nah, I'm going to win every one. Like, which is good. It's a good mentality to have, but you would have also thought that. It wouldn't have just been you being like confident. You would have thought, no, I'm not going to get beaten. So that you do realize that the standard's actually better than you thought it was. Like again, we've said this loads of times on the podcast. Just because you're the biggest, leanest, strongest person in your gym, there's a lot of gyms in the country. You know, there's a lot of people that it's the same with football. Like you might be the best kid. At your school, you're the best footballer. That's one school. Like there's a hell of a lot of schools. Like and you can see that in terms of the amount of people that actually make it as a footballer. Obviously, bodybuilding is a much smaller pool of people that are interested in it, but it's a similar kind of thing. Like, but then there's those absolute freaks who will go, "Oh, I just don't know if I'm good enough," and it's like you are good enough. Like trust me, you're good enough. Like so it's like there's often the two sides of the coin.
Yeah, right, mate. I'm gonna have to go for a wee, but I'm gonna ask you one, and you can go for it. What point would you decide to prioritize lagging, prioritize a lagging muscle group? So your legs, mate. Yeah,
my legs. Yeah, my legs. To be fair, I think like you could argue. Hi guys, just me. You could argue that anybody could literally just say, until you are top tier pro, everywhere is a lagging body part, which is true, really. Like I can sit here and say, like, right, my chest, my arms, etc., are better than other body parts, and they are, and I can therefore potentially be like, right, well, I should program my training around that, which I do. But that being said, like, I'm not neglecting my chest, I'm not neglecting my arms. Like, you want to almost treat every single body part like a lagging body part until you're really, really good. Because otherwise you end up neglecting a certain body part, somewhere else maybe grows quite a lot, and then the body part that you were neglecting is now a little bit behind. Again, it depends. So much of it does depend on genetic factors. Like for me, growing my delts or growing my chest, growing my arms, is a lot easier than growing my delts. Growing my legs is a lot more difficult than growing my arms and so on and so forth. That's going to be the same for everybody. Everybody's going to have areas that are easier and harder to grow. But ultimately, unless you're a top level bodybuilder, I would say treat every body part like a weak body part. Don't neglect any, but the areas that are a lot weaker, you can look to prioritize a little bit more. So like if we were to look at my split, for example, so my split is push on a Monday, legs on a Tuesday, back on a Wednesday with a little bit of delts and a little bit of arms sprinkled into it just because my delt and arm volume is very low otherwise. Thursday's rest day. Friday is quads, adductors, calves, but basically I just call it quads. And then Saturday is posterior. So how I've got that split up is I've got basically one push day because push is my strongest day, if you like, my chest, my arms. You could argue my delts, my front delts to an extent. They're not a strong body part, but they're not as weak as others. So then I have across the other 4 days, I have more focus around my back, my hamstrings, my glutes, my quads, my calves, my adductors, because they are weaker than my chest and my arms. But that doesn't mean I'm neglecting my chest and my arms.
I just mentioned everything, to be fair, mate. You were like, yeah, so I've got like adductors, hamstrings.
Chest and arms, that's it, mate. Chest and arms are okay. Everywhere else is poor. So my training kind of reflects that, but it doesn't neglect my chest and arms. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying every body part is a weak body part. You got to treat everywhere like it's a lagging body part, but you can prioritize areas a little bit more. I think it's stupid not to. Like, I don't. If for example, again, I'll use like Miles and Matt. They're good examples because they've got strengths and weaknesses quite significantly. For me to say to Miles or Matt, like, right, yeah, we know that for Matt, your back shots are weaker, or Miles, your front shots are weaker, but we're not going to do anything about it in terms of our training. Your training is what's going to change you. Like, I think people forget that. Like, they forget that actually, if I put a bit more focus on this body part, or if I prioritize this, if I start my split with this, if I start the session with this, I'll have clients starting their sessions with arms, starting a leg session with arms, and they're like, "Why are we doing that?" It's like, because your arms are weak. Like, I guarantee you just tag arms on at the end of pull and the quality shit. So let's do it at the start of legs. Let's do it at the start of push. Let's do it at the start of whatever. Like, so yeah, you can tweak your training around it, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to train chest because it's a strong body part.
Yeah, I would say good answer, but I only really heard the latter part of it. So yeah, good.
You'll have to go back and listen, mate.
Yeah.
Is it my question?
It is, mate.
So Max Fowler has asked us, what's your favourite breed of dog?
I think a Labrador. Pretty simple.
I thought they were called brands. I thought it was a brand of dog.
Brand of dog, yeah. My favourite brand. Yeah, I'd say a Labrador. I like a Labrador. Pretty simple. What about you, mate?
See, I don't really know enough about dogs, to be honest. So I've never had a dog.
I find that bizarre, mate. You never had a dog?
I don't know, mate. It's not really my fault. Like, growing up, I was never in charge of purchasing dogs as a child.
I usually don't even mind dogs.
I usually don't like dogs.
I don't usually like dogs.
So yeah, I've never had a dog. I like, from what I like, when me and Shannon say like, oh, it'd be nice to get a dog. I like sausage dogs, dachshunds, miniature dachshund. I like them, but apparently they're boring. Apparently they've not got personality, so fit me perfectly. Then what did Shannon say? Cockapoo. She likes like the look of a cockapoo. God knows.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't like big dogs.
Yeah.
Bear is like probably my limit, and even then he's quite big.
Yeah, that's my dog. My dog's called Bear. So Bear's a black Labrador, and he's not even a small Labrador, but he's a muscular Labrador.
Yeah, he's a good lad, to be fair. He does look good.
Yeah, he's in wicked shape still. He runs every day with my mum, and he eats like very good food. So his like back legs for a Labrador are like ridiculous. He's got very, very good legs. It's pretty mad how in shape he is for a lab.
This is what's funny though. It's like humans don't realize. It's almost like a lot of humans don't realize that what they do day to day like will dictate how they look and how they feel and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing with any animal. Like, you feed a dog good food and you take it out on walks and you make it exercise a lot, it's gonna be a good athletic dog. It's gonna live longer. Like, it's so simple, but humans don't do it because there's other things that like get in the way.
They take priority. Yeah. 100%. Right. Oh, you know, are Finn and Sinai related? This is from Argon as well.
We've had this one before. What is wrong with people? Kelly is a relatively common surname.
Yeah.
If our surname was something like really weird, then you'd be like, oh,
Hey,
yeah.
who was the Leicester City manager? Something Pearson. Who was it? Was it Neil? No,
Nigel Pearson.
Nigel Pearson. Yeah, that's me. That's my dad. Yeah, my dad actually didn't die. It's Nigel Pearson. I'm just not allowed to say it, and that's actually how I've got my car, and that's honestly I've got all my money. Yeah, it's from Big Nige.
Big Nige sorting you out.
Yeah, no,
we're not related. No.
Pendulum or hack? What are you going for, bro?
Depends.
Can't say depends, mate. You got generic pendulum, generic hack. Well, every time, what about this? Every time you do it, like you have to choose one and it's just random, it spawns. Like you go pendulum, and every time you do a leg session, you're like, yes.
Okay. I'd choose hack then, because I feel like there's more worse pendulums than there are or more bad shit pendulums than there are shit hacks.
You know what? I'd probably say I'm going to disagree here, man. I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like there's not many pendulums.
There'll be more total hacks in the world. There'll be more total versions of hacks. But depends what you're classing out. Are we classing a linear hack?
Oh, mate, yeah. There's a linear. No, I'm classing like a proper. Yeah,
so we're not including linear hack. We're not including the reverse V squat that people think is a hack because it says it's a hack on a lot of them. We're classing an actual hack squat, sled, nothing else. Don't worry about anything else. Yeah, I'd probably go with a hack.
Yeah, I'd probably go pendulum, and I'm not even a massive fan of pendulums. I just think there's going to be.
I don't even like pendulums. I
don't usually like pendulums. I usually like pendulums. No, the pendulum. I go pendulum. I choose a hack. I choose a good hack over a good pendulum, and I choose an average hack over an average pendulum. But I think there's more shit hacks than there are shit pendulums.
No. What are the shit hacks?
Like the Watson non-adjustable one, really steep. For me, my knees are fucking battered. So like,
I feel like the Watson pendulum is worse than the Watson hack, though.
Yeah, the Watson pendulum is brutal. Yeah, but then like, I don't know.
Watson's the only brand that comes. What's shit? Watson. Like straight first. That's all I thought when it was like pendulum or hack. I was like the Watson pendulum.
Yeah, the Watson ones. Which bit of Watson kit would I rather not use?
Yeah, for the fucking leg extension and hamstring kit with the moving back pad.
We are not fans of Watson. Let's put it out
there. This is from last week, so I'm just having a look if I didn't get back to any from last week. It's not really a question. It's from Aisha. She just put, "Tell Reece stop slacking on poddy."
Slacked. I'm on holiday, Aisha.
Not good enough, mate.
Yeah, and I actually did try. I did message Finn. I tried, but it always knocked out. I did. Mate, the time zones, I messaged you the following day and you'd already sorted it out for 9 a.m., which would have been 3 a.m.
No, I put it on my story because I messaged you on WhatsApp and you didn't get back to me for like 2 days.
No, mate, it was a day. It was a day in the time zones. It was a day, mate. I promise you. I said I was like, I'll have half an hour.
And you'd already opened it as well. You'd seen the message.
No, mate. It was a day. For you, probably it was 2 days. For me, it was a day. Time zones, mate. You got to remember.
Time zones, yeah. You lose the day if you're in Canada.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't get back to me. And then I put the story on saying, like, podcast with Josh Croggan. Within like 2 minutes, he got back to me. I could have done it. Like, well, you get back to me on WhatsApp then.
Yeah, mate, I'm on holiday. Fuck off. Leave me alone. I'm prioritizing clients. I don't go on holiday like you and sack off my clients for fucking.
Mate, all you do is voice notes.
I know, but at least I actually get back to Aisha. You say this, Finn. If he was your coach, he wouldn't have got back to you for like 10 days. But sounds out. Chat to you when I'm home.
Yeah,
that's what he said. Yeah. Thanks for what you broken your leg. Okay, cool. Chat to you when I'm home.
Not to do with me. I'm on holiday.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you do. I don't know why you messaging me. Speak to your doctor. Chat to you when I'm home. Right. Opinions on optimal exercises versus more traditional cuffs, etc. I really don't like these kind of questions. I
don't think the question should be like. I don't think it should be optimal exercises versus.
Yeah.
The cuffed exercises aren't optimal exercises. There's no such thing as an optimal exercise, really. Like, it's going to depend on that individual and their biomechanics and what their gym has and their physique and so on and so forth. So, yeah, there's not really. I don't think that's the question we really need to answer. I don't know. Like, we could answer it if it wasn't. If it was like opinion on cuffed exercises versus traditional, then I'd say like the only reason it's traditional exercise is just because of the amount of years that people have done them. Like in 100 years from now, people might class cuffed exercises as traditional exercises. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I wouldn't.
You do a dumbbell lateral raise,
Yeah,
mate.
what the
So
fuck?
2000 and like so 1990. You
I
know,
wouldn't really. I don't know. I wouldn't really. These are the kind of things that I think people overthink. Like, I wouldn't even really think about it. Just do what, like, as long
think about it as
think
movement
about the
patterns.
movement. Yeah,
Yeah, think
it's
about
the same
movement
movement
patterns
pattern.
and what you're doing, and do you get a good connection? And if that's a traditional exercise, if that's an optimal exercise, whatever it is, just crack on with it. Right. Do you want to? I've got one to finish us on, mate. So
That's it, mate. I don't think I've got any more.
done. We're done. Right. So last one, mate. How did your bromance with Finn start? Uni crush. Yeah, mate. Met at a gay bar. We said
Mate, how many times have we answered that?
Yeah, we said, guys, a fucking gay bar. What is up with this? Like,
If you're
we
gonna,
mentioned.
if you listen to the podcast and you don't know that yet, go back and listen to previous episodes. Go back and listen to all our previous episodes. Make sure you like them all. Also, just before we go, we got what, a couple of minutes. Should we check the Spotify? Reece is frozen. Huh?
Yeah. What were we on last time? Like 211, was it?
Nah, we're like 230 something.
211, wasn't it?
Nah, it's 230
What?
something. Yeah. We're nearly on 250. I'm going to check it in a second. If by this point we're what, an hour and 20 minutes in or so, if you're still listening, thank you guys.
I don't think we're
an hour and 10-ish.
Yeah,
We appreciate you very much. We're going to bring out some clothing soon. I know we keep saying it, but we will. We promise you. And if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, please subscribe. Please like as well. Should we do like a like goal? We've never done a like goal.
Yeah, well, why don't we say at the start of the video? We'll say at the start of the next one.
Too late now.
Mate, no one's listening at this point.
That's what I'm saying. If you're still listening at this point,
I should have said my erection story about the kids now.
Oh, now, yeah. If you're still listening at this position of the podcast, then like the video, and we'll do a like goal next week. Subscribe if you're still listening at this point, and if you haven't already, if you're still listening at this point and you haven't already rated us on Spotify, then come on, rate us on Spotify. How many do you think we're on? Mate?
How many? 241.
240.
Oh, what off? That wasn't a bad. That was decent.
240.
You know what? When me and Sanaya have a game whenever we go out for food to guess, the bill.
Yeah, I think everybody does that.
Yeah, and I got it bang on, bang on. Yeah,
I got it good when we were in Liverpool. I guessed it pretty much bang on.
No, I think you were like £1 off or something, but I got it like spot on, and I was like, there we go. That's what magic is made of. So that's the podcast. Thanks as always, guys. Thanks for story tags. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. So it means a lot. So we do appreciate you. And yeah, catch you guys next week. See you later.